And we back like we never left. You are listening to Live Zone Sports. I am your host, Live Zone, and I'm here with my co-host. I'll let you introduce yourself.
What's going on, Live Zone? Mazzi here with you, back for another Live Zone Sports. Excited this week. Lots to talk about. What are we getting into first?
So on this Dynamics on the Hardwood, we're going to be talking about Zion Williamson as he is having trouble with his weight problems once again. Mazzi, how are you feeling about it? Is it going to be a problem for the New Orleans Pelicans, and is it going to be a problem for his career?
So, looking at it as a problem for the New Orleans Pelicans first, yes, I do think it's a problem for the New Orleans Pelicans going forward. You chose to pay $200 million to a man over 5 years to be a franchise player, a menace on the court, a specimen of basketball, a team leader, a person who goes out there, puts it all on the floor, can hold it together when it comes to the media and everything. And you're getting none of that from Zion Williamson. You're getting an out of weight scrub right now that's playing basketball for fun. Okay, he is not playing as it's his job. Tell me why an actual dad of LeBron James at 39 years old looks like he can run laps around this 24, 25-year-old kid that looks like a dad himself. It's kind of crazy to me to look at it in that perspective. That just shows you how much LeBron takes this serious and how little Zion really takes this seriously. I mean, averaging 34 games a season at this point with the amount of games he's played in the years he's been in the league, that's crazy. Not even 20 games. It was 20 games away from even playing a full season. In 4 years, going into your fourth year, playing your fourth year, not even playing a full season, and you getting a $200 million contract and being considered a star in the league on paper and supposed to be a dominating presence every night is crazy. So for the New Orleans Pelicans, I see red sirens everywhere for them on this. It shows a lack of commitment to the team, to their players, to the people involved with him, to the fans, and to his family, probably even. But I won't speak on that. And as it goes for Zion and the longevity of his career, I think it hurts him tremendously. I mean, look at his injuries. His injuries with all this extra weight that's out of shape is just going to keep adding up. You're never going to get over your injuries. You're never going to get stronger. You're never going to get to that point that you need to be at. Teams aren't going to be willing to pay for you. Once you're 28, 29, and people have seen 7, 8 years of you and are like, wow, he never got it. Your career's going to fade. You're going to be a bench man if you're good enough to even do that at that point, and if you're in enough shape. I just think it's all downhill from here if he doesn't get some sort of wake-up call or really start grinding it out like he should.
Yeah, I agree 110% with you. I'm at the point where it's like, all right, Zion, your talent is not the problem. The stats are not the problem. You are a bona fide star right now, right? We get that. But how much can that ankle or that knee that keeps on getting injured take before it blows out? That's the problem. And the main problem that you're getting those injuries is because of your weight. Let's talk about it, all right? Coming into the NBA before the draft, before everything else, going into the, stat room and everything like that, we end up having a godly talented player coming in at 235 pounds. He goes into the NBA combine at 272. All right, 272 on the USA team. And then after that, at the beginning of the NBA season, drops down to 250. Right? Last season went up to 300 pounds, up to 330 at one point, and then drops down to 250 at the beginning of the season. Now at 284 pounds. I think it's safe to say that with your weight being everywhere, your health is going to decline on your ankle and your leg because you're going to get injuries because your body doesn't know how to go about your weight on the top, right? The problem isn't the top, the problem is the bottom because the bottom's giving out on you. That's the problem. It's not because you're not talented. It's not because you're not the guy in New Orleans. It's because they've gone to you on the off season and said, "Hey, listen, we're going into a season where we think we have a good chance of winning. We need you to be committed. We need you to lose a little bit of weight." And you just go out and decline them completely and then gain 30, 40 pounds in the off season thinking that everything's going to be fine. That's your downfall. Your downfall is you're not committed to the team. You're not committed to being a star player. You're not committed to being a generational talent. You're more committed to eating and giving your whole season away because you're not even playing a full season at that point. So, what have we gone over? We've gone over that he's averaging almost 10 pounds gaining every offseason. His player stats are declining, not to the point where we're not looking at Zion as a star, but to the point where we're looking at him as the second option on the New Orleans Pelicans. Because I'm telling you right now, if I was the New Orleans Pelicans, I would be looking at Brandon Ingram and I would be like, yep, that's my star. That's my guy. I don't have to worry about weight. I have to worry about him gaining muscle, but he's going to do it for the team because he's committed to the team 110% and he's there most of the games, unlike Zion Williamson that's missing 30, 20 games a season. All right. So that's number one. Number two is I want to go over his injuries since he's been playing in the NBA because it's been crazy. So the first thing that we have is we have an ankle injury, right? Then we have another ankle injury, personal reasons. Then we have reconditioning. Then we have a knee. After that, we have health and safety protocol because he wanted to go get food in the NBA tournament that was happening during COVID, and then he got a toe injury, a thumb injury, a finger injury, another foot injury, a hip injury, another foot injury, and then after that, back at reconditioning health problems. This is the problem with Zion Williamson that we're seeing constantly is that it's not the stats, it's the weight.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more on all of it. As Stephen A. Smith said, you know, the chefs in Louisiana love him. They want him to come to their restaurant, spend a ticket, eat a bunch, and give a good review. So yeah, I think it's problems for New Orleans, problems for Zion moving forward, and I don't see a silver lining behind it. I don't see him snapping into gear before it's too late, unfortunately. So that has been Dynamics on the Hardwood for this week, talking about Zion and his weight issues, and the weight of the world is on the Pelicans moving forward. That's it for Mazzi. Live Zone, what's going on? Any last words?
Before we go, I just want to ask you: do you think that the Pelicans are going to go heavy in this off season to gain more talent behind Zion because of his injury protocol?
Good question. Leave it up for the debate in the comments and stay tuned for the next segments and next podcast.